Hello, I'm Armi and I'm on my way to work. I work and live in Helsinki, and currently my studio is in old school building. Hello and welcome to my studio. I am Armi. I'm an illustrator and a ceramic artist, probably some other things as well, but those are currently my favorite titles. I like to work with clay because it's so tangible, it's so hands-on work, and I can actually use my hands and see how something is created in front of my eyes. Clay is sort of also interesting in a way that it's so soft and so fragile, but once it's been burned, then it becomes something that is forever. The bonds between the matter will never break, so it's sort of like something that is forever. On the contrast for creating something that is forever and so concrete, I also get a lot of enjoyment with working on digital images, like doing posters or print design, because even though I usually start the process with pen and paper and something very real materials, but then I usually end up finishing the things, the images on the computer, so it's sort of like it's this digital world that it doesn't really exist other than in the screen. So it's sort of like the contrast to the ceramic and building and having something in front of you and then doing something that is sort of made up and only zeros and ones in the computer. I get inspiration from everything. There's no specific space. Obviously, if I see a beautiful view, it inspires me more than sitting at home, but also watching TV shows sometimes might bring me some sort of ideas, or I don't know. Everyday life is something that brings me the seeds that I need for working, I guess. This is my first time exhibiting works in Korea, and I'm really happy about that. I would really like to know if there's any comments or just any feedback how the works are perceived over there, and yeah, enjoy the exhibition and thank you.
Hi, my name is Cristina and I'm originally from Venezuela, but I've been living in Berlin for the past 15 years. This is my studio where I mostly do most of my illustrated work and visual art work. I also do ceramics, but I go to a different workshop to make my pieces. I have illustrated many children's books, how to be more kind with nature, treat animals and trees and plants in a nice way, with respect, and be kind to each other. Yeah, so very simple themes, but that nowadays they are very important. It is quite a pleasure to be showing some of my work in Korea. Thanks for the invitation. And I hope you like the work as well as the short film that will be shown, which I made with my friend Cristobal Leon in Berlin and Chile, 2018 to 19. Thank you, and yes, enjoy.
Hi guys, my name is Leena Kisunen. I'm Finnish illustrator and artist. I'm from Helsinki in Finland, but I'm currently based in London in the UK. And I am filming this video in my studio in East London. I usually work with commercial projects as an illustrator. I usually work with packaging, branding, products, textiles, that kind of things. And I'm usually working in the mix of like combining handmade techniques and vector graphics. Some of my clients are, for example, Google, Facebook, Refinery29, and one of my recent projects was to create stamps for the Finnish Post. So I tend to work with pretty many different kinds of things. And the work that you're seeing here at the exhibition is mostly my handmade paper cuts. Paper cutting is a technique that I picked up a long time ago. It started actually in 2006 in Poland, where I was doing my exchange studies in Krakow at the local Academy of Art. I'm a big fan of folk art, and in Poland there is this like local paper cutting art called wycinanki. And I saw examples of that during my exchange studies, and I thought that it looks like a really nice technique. And I just thought that I would give it a go myself. Yeah, I started to make my own kind of experiments, and it felt really natural to work with paper and scissors. And basically, I'm still on the same path. I started working with the technique, and I'm still using it for most of my work these days. I think what's recognizable in my works is my Scandinavian style way of creating things, and my Finnish background also shows in the work quite a bit. I am also inspired by Japanese aesthetics, as I think there's something quite different than where I'm from myself. I love folk art. I like how straightforward and expressive it is, so I guess that shows in my work as well. Quite often inspired by colors that I just keep spotting in everyday life. I keep taking these like photos of interesting colors that I see in the streets. It could be anything. It could be just the trash on the ground or the clothing someone is wearing or something that I'm seeing from the bus. But I think that you can spot colors everywhere in the world. And if you keep your eyes open, you're going to be able to find inspiration everywhere. I'm very excited about this opportunity to show my work in South Korea. I hope that you guys enjoy my works. I hope that you enjoy the exhibition as a whole, and I hope that you get some inspiration from it. I wish to visit South Korea very soon again, and until then, see you very soon.
Hello, my name is Satu Kettunen. I'm a Finnish illustrator and children's book author. I live in Helsinki and I work here at Vallila in my workroom that I share with 3 other amazing illustrators. I work in a wide range of illustrations. I have a Finnish illustration agency called Napa Agency that represent me, and I do many kinds of customer assignments through them. And then I also do editorial illustrations, pattern design, some teaching, and then also picture books. I write picture books and then I illustrate them, but I also illustrate text by other writers. A big part of my career has been editorial illustration. I love the thing that I can take this complex concept and turn it into a brilliant, just 1 or 2 illustrations that convey the idea and then makes it gives it more levels to the reader to think about. And another area that's very close to my heart is picture books. Picture books I love it when I can dive much more deeper into the storytelling, and instead of just conveying the whole idea in one picture or in one moment, I can develop the atmosphere and build the whole world and the narrative by, I don't know, tiny details and different colors and shapes and the rhythm and pacing and everything, really, the characters. Actually, it was always one of my biggest dreams to illustrate picture books. So yay, I'm doing it now. At the exhibition, you can see illustrations from my picture book called Aarteitani Suomesta, my favorite Finnish things. How did I come up with this idea? I was at Barnes & Noble in New York back in 2019. There was this set of really beautiful picture books about New York. So there were these like cardboard books and books with some more longer story, but they were like, I don't know, 10 picture books. And I was thinking, are there that many picture books from Helsinki or from Finland at least? Gave me the idea that I wanted to make a picture book of Finland, kind of make it some kind of tribute to this country of my childhood and country of where I live and work, and I love it. I actually started gathering different kind of like details or notions about what are the best things in Finland, in my opinion. But I also asked my friends in Facebook that, hey, can you help me? I'm making this picture book, and so what are the best things in Finland in your opinion? And I got a bunch of messages. So I wrote concepts on these tiny papers, and then I started arranging the little papers, like these papers could be like related to each other, and okay, this could be related to also these, and then I make some pairs and some groups and put them in some kind of order. And so eventually some of the things were chosen into the picture book and some weren't, because I got a lot of them. Some I wrote into the text and some I just wanted to show in the pictures and not also write in the text, and they might be like other way around also. It doesn't show everything, so, and also either the pictures doesn't say everything either, so they are like woven into the whole story. And the story goes like loosely on the cycle of year. What I didn't know was that making a picture book about one's home country can get surprisingly heavy. It starts to get pressure, like, do I get all the important stuff in the book? Instead, I decided to turn it around and just make it small, casual and joyful. This book seeks out the best parts, the best things in Finland through a child's eyes and with child's voice. Running in the forests and watching the small creatures of the nature, and I don't know, eating salmiakki and climbing trees with friends, and just feeling safe and free. What can be better? It's a pleasure to be part of this illustration exhibition, and I hope you enjoy it too. Thank you.
I'm Marika. I'm an artist and I work on an island in front of Helsinki. The island is called Harakka. Birds, other animals, artists, scientists, people taking care of the island form a strong community here. Winters are getting warmer. Often the ice road is broken. This year it lasted only a few weeks. wind piles snow on the ice. Kind of reminds me of paper. I want to draw on it. My stories grow out of my drawings. This is also how my first picture book was born. I have illustrated picture books for more than 20 years. I have worked with many great writers and publishers. This is the first book I wrote myself. It happened on this island. Rosie Runs is a story about a race dog who runs away and keeps on running to be free. And somehow I managed to express my own feelings and experiences in a new way in these images. And I think the island had a lot to do in that process. Spring is my favorite season on the island. That's when everything starts to move after the stillness of winter. The boats are put into water. Birds move back to the island. We people are just visiting the island. Actually, it belongs to the birds. It's a very lively community on the island, but still it's easy to find peace and quiet. I need solitude for my creation. I started to make my second picture book, The Wolf and the Gardener, after I came back from Paris, where I had spent a few months in a residency. Time in this hectic, huge city was inspiring, but very exhausting, and after that I really needed the island. Out of these experiences grew this story. It's about loneliness, but also about being brave and reaching out to another creature. Often my stories grow out of the places where I spend my life, the people and other creatures I meet. But not always do these stories become into the form of a book. Often they become just drawings or paintings or little poems. Or animations. I love the small accident that always happen when you work. You make something, an accident happens and opens the door to something different. I think it's fun. I think creation is fun. I'm like a child playing when I make art. You actually never know what you can find. On the island we have a beautiful gallery building. It is an old wooden house from the 19th century that used to be a telegram office. I love to build stories in this gallery as well. I want to create a small world which is possible to walk in and experience. This is a small accident as well. I dropped a piece of paper in water and a mermaid grew out of it. I guess I see myself as some kind of mad scientist, or maybe artists and mad scientists are the same thing. Take some things, twist and turn and examine and see what happens. You can look very closely into something inside or outside of things. In my exhibitions, I have noticed that all people like playing, not only children. It's something very moving to see. The great thing about an island is that you have to cross the water to get there, or to get out from there. We often make this journey with other artists and with art. This island is a special place. Sometimes I'm not even sure if it's real. I guess it's somehow in between two worlds. Since I was a kid, I have had this experience that there is the world we see and feel and live in, and then there is something more. All this lives side by side.